Welcome to all learners and cloud professionals on our productive and skill-oriented platform. So when we talked about Azure management tools, we must have to understand that every tool has its own importance and every tool has its own significance regarding the implementation, management and administration tasks when we talked about Azure portal. So when we discuss about the management tools, so Azure portal is definitely a really tremendous tool and visit based tool on behalf of which we can perform lots of tasks. But when we talked about the production infrastructure, when we talked about the enterprise level projects, and when we are trying to implement bulk objects, so in that regard or in that aspect, Azure CLI is really important. That's why we explore a number of options regarding the Azure CLI, and we find how we can create virtual machine, how we can install a number of tools inside the virtual machine. So if you want to get more skill oriented regarding the Azure CLI, so Microsoft provide lots of links regarding the implementation, management and administration about Microsoft Azure CLI. So when we talked about virtual machine creation, so there are lots of options available, and we explore on the platform of Microsoft Azure. So here you can see when we talked about Azure virtual machine deployment, so there are tons of options available. You need to practice them, and you don't need to remember them because these all options are available inside the help command, but still you must have to practice all these commands because when you join the industry or when you are trying to work on any kind of enterprise level of project, so these commands will be utilized during the implementation, management and other stuff. So here you can see the simple commands available, and we have the same options. If we want to previously when we are going to implement the virtual machine, we just utilize the resource group option, the image option and the admin user option with SSH key. But here you can see we have public IP address, we have a private IP address option, and we have disk options available over here. We can also select the virtual switches options over here, and all kinds of options which are generally available with Azure portal regarding the fault tolerance, regarding the high availability. So all those options are available with the commands as well. And if you want to get more detailed information, all options here you can see there are number of articles available regarding the virtual machine deployment, regarding the deallocation, if you want to delete the VMs, if you want to generalize the VM, and if you want to capture the existing VM and want to create a new images. So there are lots of stuff available. So it's really necessary for any cloud professional to get dirty their hands on the platform of Azure cloud computing, because these skills must be required for any kind of enterprise level project when we are dealing with the Microsoft Azure. And in the same manner, these commands and these skills will be required to all candidates when they are going to attempt their industry exams, whether they are going for AZ 900 or whether they are going for AZ 103 or AZ 104. So these commands are really important. So we must have to explore all these commands and get our hands dirty with Azure CLI. So I hope that you get the basic idea behind the Azure CLI and the importance of the Azure CLI as well. So let's move and see what other kinds of tremendous skills available in coming episodes.